So I just figured I could record this as well. This is still on the way out from the guest harbor. This, I think, is some sort of lobster museum, farm, exhibition. I don't know. You can find it on the Google Maps, I guess. So if you're into that kind of thing, I guess that's of interest maybe. But you can see there is houses located on every little rock here. It's quite cool. I think it looks good. It's a cozy place. So yeah, this place is worth a visit. I did not go ashore. It's been really windy, so I didn't want to leave the boat, and also I'm planning on heading out here with a wife sometime, and she would love to come here, so I will just not spoil it for myself, and I will wait. So this is downtown Espevær. Looks quite nice. See, there is a few sailboats in here as well. There just went a little skiff by. This is a 5-knot speed limit in here, and he was doing like 30. Full of people. They were going out fishing in a hurry. This cozy little house has been something practical before, not anymore. And I guess this is the area. I think this white house here, that's where the guest berths are. That is some sort of restaurant, I think, from looking at the maps. So yeah, some big boats in here. So I think off-season would be easier, then you're guaranteed getting a berth, I guess. It looks a bit crowded for my taste. But absolutely a cute place. Absolutely. So then we are heading back out, so I'll turn off the camera and get the sails up as soon as we are outside the archipelago. So this is the end of Bømlo, I think, or that archipelago, and as you can see, there's not much separating these two. But we came from there. That's Espevær. We were located on the outside here somewhere, but now full sails are set and we are doing 7 knots. Winds are gonna be a bit difficult, a bit far behind us now, but we're gonna round that headland there a bit, so hope it's not gonna be too far in front of us. So I hope we can sail up the fjord here, or in the fjord. So we'll see. It's good to be moving again. A whole day and 2 nights at anchor. That is it's a long wait, but you don't want to mess with the thunder and lightning. So it's been huge this year. So yeah, really high temperatures, a lot of moisture that evaporates, and hot and cold, and yeah, you know, in the end you end up with some nasty stuff. So today is a bit cooler, and there's not much lightning forecasted. That's further in, so I will keep an eye on it, but I should be in the clear. We are heading for an anchorage if we can get that far today. The winds in the fjord is going to die down. Out here it's going to pick up a bit, but in the fjords it's going to die down. There are also sailboats heading out, and there is, I guess, are heading south for Haugesund or something like that. Perfect for that today. And also here is one there and one about there coming towards me, and yeah, we'll see. This cut between these islands and the islands up there, I expect there to be quite a bit of wind there. I've reefed down, first reef in the main and second reef in the Genoa. So I'm perfectly powered. That's a perfect setting for the gusts that are in this area, and I hope it is also going to be sufficient for what's up there. I will just let out the main a bit if it's too much. So, and it's just like 2 nautical miles and we're out of that acceleration zone between those 2 islands. And also quite far on this side of the fjord. Not that much that I won't be able to turn downwind and reef the Genoa more if I need to, but so I have sea room and plenty, but enough to let the wind come down, because as the landscape widens, the Venturi effect of the wind is gonna abate quite a bit. So I think that's gonna work out nicely. I've had a beating up there before, heading out the fjord a few years ago, or last year actually. So yeah, pretty much the same conditions. So it's going to be interesting to see. It's upwind sailing for sure, but it looks like I'm laying the course more or less. So I'm happy about that. So we'll see how it turns out in the end. The fjord bends and the wind bends and the landscape twists everything. So we'll just have to see. It's quite nice to. It's not often that the winds are coming across a fjord sideways, and so you have quite a bit of wind, and still there's absolutely flat waters. So it's just pushing through. It's when it's in or out, there's going to be a build-up out of waves. But when it's across sideways, it's it's really nice, really enjoyable sail. Just not in a hurry. I'm not overpowering the boat. Some gusts are, the amount of reefs are perfect, and for the most of the time the boat is underpowered, but that is just so comfortable. So I'm just gonna leave it like this for now. I expect to lose the wind later on, so we'll see. I guess in the anchorage it's a forecast for about 4 meters per second or 7 or 8 knots of wind. I don't know if that's the case all of the fjord in between. If that is the case, I'm gonna have perfect winds. Now I'm having quite, I guess, the double of that, or at least, yeah, something like that. 8 meters per second ish, perhaps more, I don't know. But it is, I really enjoy this. So we are closing up on Stord eventually. We have a few smaller islands we have to pass, and then we get to Stord, and we'll just push on further on in the fjord. So yeah, I would have liked to gone out into the area of fjord, but the forecast was not great for being there, so I figured today was good conditions for sailing in the fjord, so I decided to take this route instead, and perhaps I will go home and go out for a new shorter trip next week. I have to see what the weather is doing, because the weekend is not looking good. Sail or something. Because he was not on this course a minute ago. He just decided to turn the boat around by motor. I don't know. That was weird. Well, he is in control, I suppose. That's the boat we just passed, and here's the next one. Is 3 more up here, so it's busy today. And now we have this freighter, and I will stay my course. I think there's a fishing net in front of me, and I think he will have to go on the outside of that. So I will just keep my course. I guess I will just clear the fishing net. Bit of current here as well, so the boat is more unstable than than just the wind. So, but this looks to be sorting itself out nicely. And here is the fishing net. You see the current. And here we have the freighter. Now we have something else coming down the fjord as well, or out the fjord. So we'll see. I think I will try and stay this close to the land, because then I will have room for him on my starboard side. So yeah, that's the plan. Cargo ships tends to stay more in the middle of the fjord. So here is that second freighter cruising out the fjord in a hurry. There's the first one, and we were without wind 2 minutes ago, and I was thinking about if I should shake out the reef, but I figured that would not be smart. And now, yeah, it would be stupid to be on reef now. So it's not much waves, but as you can see, the wind is here. So we are really cruising along. Perfect day, absolutely perfect. This one has been going high into the wind all the way. So has I, but now the wind has turned a bit since we're in this sound. So this guy's been fighting. It's doing well. This guy knows what he's doing. We are ever getting closer to Leirvik. This is the industrial site. So I might have to fall off a bit more on my course now. I picked up as much height as I could, because then I have some to give off, and that's a currency you cannot buy with money. That's really good. When you have the opportunity, take it. You even gain some speed going higher into the wind. Other side of the boat, you can see there is a ship down there under construction, I guess, or going to bring something that's been constructed, I don't know. It's a holding area where they anchor stuff from the yard. So, and there's a ferry and some stuff heading towards Stord. So busy. It's nice to see when people really are sailing. So, after I passed Larvik, I'm gonna make myself some coffee, I guess. Enjoy life a bit, because I expect there to be less traffic after this point. So let's hope that's the case. It's not too far to my anchorage either, but I thought I would make lunch then. We are just passing these islands here. We've just passed Stord and Larvik, and as you can see, there is a wreck down here, and that was a British fishing trawler, I think, or something. That was gutted. It was ready for the junkyard. Just stripped off all the equipment, and it was being towed to be scrapped, and the tow broke, and this is where it ended up. I think it happened in the 80s, early in the 80s perhaps, or mid 80s. So it's supposed to be parts of it visible still, but I'm not sure. I cannot see anything from the boat, but we are just passing by. And this is what the islands look like. So yeah, I cannot see anything visibly from the wreck, but it's supposed to be in about 15 meters of water. So there was talk about masts and stuff being visible. I've mentioned it once before, many years ago. So we are heading in the fjord, but the wind turned quite hard against us. So now we have had to tack across the fjord again. I can pick up some more height now. We may need to tack a few times. Depends on what happens when we pass this island here. That's Huglo, Nord-Huglo, I think it's called. So we are fighting our way in the fjord. Over by Stord, I lost all winds, and there was a lot of current, and there was 2 ferries and a shuttle boat coming, so I needed to start the engine and motor myself out of that calm spot. So that I did, and now I'm sailing again. So you see, right by this island here, you can see the cranes and stuff in the background. So yeah, a little bit of a pickle. I was too close to the island, and it was a mess. It just dropped completely off, and currents and waves, and yeah, it was. I needed to resort to the Volvo Penta to not be an annoyance for the shuttle boat and the ferry. Full sails are now set. We have plenty of wind going high into it, and this guy just turned it into a race. He turned off his engine and came out around this before the previous island and set his sails. So now we are racing. I don't know if he knows it, but he should. So good for him. I like that he put up the sails. This is perfect sailing, so I'm really glad. Thank you so much for putting the sails up. I like it. We are on a bit of a lean, of course. We can feather off some sails now. The wind is more abeam of us than it used to be, so I was hoping for that. Even so, I've picked up more height than I needed again, so now I can fall off a little bit. So that's going to be good. Then the heel won't be that bad. So I'll just focus on sail handling for a bit. Our opponent is sticking closer to the shore here. I don't know if he can make the height that I made. I'm not sure. Or he might be going somewhere else. But we are pushing along towards this tip out here. When we get around that, there's going to be, usually there's really bad winds behind there due to this mountain. It tumbles down and it creates yeah, a big mess behind this chain of islands. We're gonna stay on the outside of it, but I guess we will need to reef again. So when we get closer to that point, I will reef before I round it. I've messed up before around these parts somehow. So yeah, we are doing good speed now, above 7 knots, and we are starting to fall off our course and putting the sails to a more not that high into the wind anymore. So that's really good. Now we have quite a bit of wind going through this gap, so that hits us quite hard. This fish farm over here, I don't know if you can make it out, but when I was having the new enclosure made, I was done somewhere in behind here. I was coming down between here in the middle of the night, raining, dark, enclosure up, raining, motoring slowly, and I could see some blinking lights and I could see the fish farm, but I didn't see the full extent of it. I thought it was just on one side of me, and all of a sudden I nearly ran into it. That was a big scare. So it was difficult to make out the shape of it when you arrived from that end. So yeah. Slightly scared for a moment there, but it went all well. I managed to stop the boat in time, but that was an emergency into reverse kind of situation. Well, I'll talk to you guys later on. So, to my opponent back there, this is where we split up. I guess he is heading in the fjord here for Lukksundet or something, but I'm heading up in this direction to my anchorage. So yeah, that's my destination. So I'm just gonna round this headland. It looks like the winds are okay behind here, so I'm just gonna stay my course and try to wiggle my way up there bit by bit when I get closer to the other side. So fingers crossed. Usually it's really hectic behind here, but today it looks forgiving, but you never know. I've lost the wind around here so many times, and I've had my ass handed to me so many times. So yeah, I don't know what to expect here. This is difficult to foresee this area. So I'll just be on my toes there, because the wind is fickle now. So we are at full sail still. It looked so calm when I came around here, but yeah, it is not. But we are far enough out to not get the insane gusts that you get further in. There is a marina in here, quite beautiful one. We visited that one last year, but that burnt down this winter, the service buildings and so on, so I don't know when that's going to be back up and running. But try to get close to that one, that is impossible. It is so windy in here, and you can see there is quite a bit of wind out here as well, but the wind is more even, so you don't get the violent gusts that you do further in. Otherwise, this is the surroundings. This is in the fjord. We've been in there earlier this trip. Lukksundet is behind here. We anchored in between these islands, the last anchorage before we started to run from the lightning. So we've been chased all around by lightning now, but now it's over, it seems. So we are heading back home now. Here is our other sailboat, so he's definitely heading into Lukksundet or something over there. So nice to see somebody sailing. I enjoy that. Behind them there's a sailboat with nothing hanging in the masts. I'm gonna have to start thinking about furling the head sail now, because we are closing up on the island there in front of us. So yeah, let's hope it's not too windy in there. Should be sheltered. Otherwise I will just motor through the sound, Lukksundet, and find an anchorage on the other side. So we'll see. So yeah, I guess I will start working on the head sail now. It is, you need to be have the stuff sorted when you arrive to the entrance here.